right now. You are listening to your darling station. We are number one when it comes to the voice of the people, giving you a voice. Now you have a voice. That's our slogan on the station. Glad to be here this morning. My name is Mary Onaefe-Edebi, and welcome to the Front Page Review. On the program, we'll discuss topical issues, but first of all, we have to give you the headlines. We give you the headlines from various newspapers in Nigeria, and then get to discuss some of the issues in the news. We are on social media. Yes, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and on Twitter at VOP90.3 FM. And we're streaming live now on our website at www.voiceofthepeople.ng, so you can take us anywhere you want to go in the world and listen to us. You can also watch us live right now on YouTube. Yes, we are on YouTube. Yeah, it's the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Okay, this morning I'm happy to announce to you that we have our in-house analyst in the studios this morning. I'm not going to be riding solo. I have Mr. Obed Awowede. He's a writer and a journalist.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you on the program
Thank
this
you so
morning.
much. So good to be here too.
Yes. And Rufa Husseini will not be joining us today, but he's going to join us very soon. If you are ready, I am ready. Let's get into our discussion. Let's get talking. I'll start this morning from the Punch newspapers. I'm going to be giving you headlines from the Punch. Then we move to the Sun, and then the Vanguard, then This Day, and then Daily Thrust. Yeah, so let's start with the Punch. Kogi Court uncovers 268 ghost workers. That's a huge number. Strike, no end in sight, says varsities. They insist. The full story is on the Punch.
Interesting.
Yes, so this strike issue.
As a matter of fact, the Non-Academic Staff Union and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities of UNILAG protested yesterday that they didn't agree with what the non-academic staff did last week when they called out the strike. So we're having a more complicated strike. This is going to last for a long time. The government will have to find ways to
solve it.
Yes, to solve it.
Interesting. We might get into the discussion later. Another headline from the Punch this morning says Lekki deep sea ports to create 112,000 jobs, says federal government. Lagos manual toll collection should be scrapped, said NSC. I thought when I first read the headline, I thought toll collection should be scrapped. I didn't know that he was saying that the manual.
The manual.
They should scrap toll.
Because that's why you have revenue leakages. You never know. They give you printed receipts and things like that. Yes,
it's very porous. That manual.
It is.
Now let's move to the Sun newspaper. 2023 Rivers governorship candidate absent as IU hosts PDP nominees.
Well, he does it. Okay, don't forget that the governorship candidate for PDP Rivers State is Wike's own boy. He was the state accountant general.
So now he's with his boss.
He's with his boss. So he has to be with his boss. They are protesting. But it's a very interesting development there. For the PDP going to the election with so much problems.
Okay, now still giving you headlines from the Sun. FEC approves 718 million naira to protect rail tracks, 20 stations, 42 billion naira road in Northeast. Now let's move now to the Vanguard. It says here, poor revenue, government borrowings from bank rise to 20.1 million.
Trillion, I guess.
No, trillion naira.
Massive. I don't know. We're talking about borrowing from central bank now, from commercial banks. And when you borrow from commercial banks, when the public sector borrows from commercial banks, they squeeze the banks from giving to the private sector. So you find that the government, that they're talking about states, they are indebted to commercial banks to that tune. That is a massive, massive sum. And revenue is not coming in. So how will they survive? How will they pay back?
So you're borrowing from the outside and you're borrowing from the inside.
You borrow to eat.
We will talk about it.
Okay.
Let me quickly go through all the headlines. Now, from the Vanguard, it says here, federal government launches plan for energy transition. From the Vanguard, also education. Nigerian youth are equal to their foreign counterparts, says the minister. How true is this statement? We will find out. Now let's move to the Daily Thrust. Just in, EFCC arrest NDDC's account director over 25 billion naira fraud.
B all over the place. 100 billion, 25 billion, this billion. And they're still borrowing trillions. So they borrow to eat and to steal.
You're interesting.
No, honestly, I don't just understand it.
Now, from the Daily Thrust, it says here, I was blind when I criticized PDP, but now I can see. Who will say this? It's Melaye. Now he sees. From the Daily Thrust, Abacha loot should be channeled to ASU. Says a lawmaker. Now, from this day newspaper, it says here, Wike Tinubu's pact is real. He will work for us, says Ibrahim Masari. Okay, and let's round off this morning. We have another one from this day. July allocation rises by 151.6 billion naira as FAAC shares, that's the Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAAC, saying as it shares 954 billion naira to federal government, states, and local governments. Okay, those are the headlines. These are the headlines this morning. We'll get talking shortly, but we need to pay some bills, and after that, the conversation will start. Keep it here. We are the voice of Lagos, the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
If you're looking for a place to relax and find comfort, the right place to be is the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, we offer excellent services to our clients and customers. We serve high-quality wines at our restaurant and bar, while our continental dish is second to none. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, located on 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road, our rooms are in conformity with international standard and best practices. We accord priority to security for all our guests. Breakfast is free.
That's right.
Yay! And we have standard facilities for your seminar and training. For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-7003-333.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building with over 100,000 capacity? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafte Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and Coldberry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and Coldberry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogusanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1, Romeo's Pizza and Coldberry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Top of the morning to you. It's 12 minutes past 7, and this is the front page review of our newspaper. I've given you the headlines. It's time for us now to discuss some of the issues right here in the news this morning. We'll begin with the PDP because like the crisis in the PDP is not coming to an end anytime soon because today we have lots of headlines concerning the PDP. Yesterday we read about Wike and Tinubu having a meeting to discuss. We don't know what the discussion was about, but they had a meeting. But today in the news, I think we have a glimpse of what the meeting could be about. Because from this day newspaper, it says here that Wike Tinubu part is real. He will work for us, says Ibrahim Masari. Let me read a bit of it. After weeks of speculations and move in secrecy, former vice presidential placeholder for the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, Alhaji Ibrahim Masari, yesterday confirmed that the much talked about pact between Tinubu and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike was true and real. So Masari disclosed that the two men agreed to work together without Wike necessarily leaving the People's Democratic Party. Now that is on one side. So he's going to work for the APC, but he's not going to leave the PDP. That's one. Another one. Yesterday, there was a news that broke out after an interview was granted to Lamido's on Channels Television. The special assistant on the media to the governor, Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, that's the person of Kelvin Ibiri. He has responded to the comment made by the former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, that Wike has no monopoly over the Rivers electorate and that the governor would become politically irrelevant at the end of his tenure. So he made this strong comment. It was really, if you watch the interview, you will wonder that you thought that they were close. I mean, Sule and Lamido, they were close. He was close to Wike. Yes. So, but what he said, the person of Wike and the power that that man controls when it comes to the PDP, he just trivialized it. So he responded. He described the remark as disdainful, disgusting, and he went on to talk about. So this morning, let's talk a bit about the PDP, the crisis. It's becoming so much. Like this morning we read in the news that the governorship aspirant of the PDP did not go for the meeting for the IU court, and so it's getting really, really interesting.
Yes. Well, the first thing to note is that PDP is a big party and is an old party. PDP has chieftains across this country. Even from when Wike started in 1999, started as a council chairman. Yes. There are people heavy in the PDP in Rivers State who are well rooted. So when Lamido says that Wike will not do much harm, in a straight election, I agree with him. Wike will not do much harm. But the harm that Wike does is this propaganda that APC is feasting on. Masari says that, he's going to work from within the PDP against the PDP for Asiwaju Tinubu. So is the propaganda that he feels that, look, PDP, I think, is unable to handle his crisis within his party and is losing key loyalists. But let us look at the fact of what Wike controls, actually. Wike is governor of Rivers State.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a very good relationship with the PDP stalwarts in Rivers State. All those key stakeholders, former Deputy Speaker Okpara, Deputy Speaker Nwuche, all those key stakeholders, perhaps apart from Governor Peter Odili,
Yes.
who was governor between 1999 and 2007, he doesn't have much hold on them. He himself said about 2-3 weeks ago, he called a meeting where he said that stalwarts of PDP in Rivers State are working for Atiku against him. Now, if you control the political structure of a party in a state, you don't say that. You look at the Siwaju, for instance. He has the political structure he controls the political structure of APC in Lagos State.
Yes.
He has henchmen all over the place, political supporters all over the place that work for the realization of his goals and ambitions. But in Wike's case, he doesn't have those kind of structures.
But look at the power he put during the primaries of the PDP.
What he has is powered by money. Is powered by access to resources. When they say Wike stabilize or make sure that the PDP was active, in the first 4 years of Buhari and the rest of them and so on, they're talking about deployment of resources. This is deployment of resources. We all know that governors control state resources and deploy them as they want. And not, if it's not his personal resource, I can bet you on that. It's not his personal money is using for all those things. So is that access to resources that makes him look powerful? Let me tell you further what he said at that meeting with the state stakeholders. He said, I called all of them that, look, we are going into these primaries. Please, any of you who wants to be governor, raise up your hand. That's what the governor said, his own words. He said, and then they all raised up their hands. Apart from one senator, Lee, and Mayba, or something like that, there was one senator that didn't raise his hand. He said, Senator, you didn't raise your hand? He said, no, let me be chopping this small one that I have. I don't want to go and contest for governor, knowing that the governor has somebody. Those are words from the governor's mouth. Let me be chopping this small one that I have, and so on and so forth. It's all about chopping. So what I'm saying that
people are there chopping.
Yes, it's all about chopping. So he was casting those elders of the party and all those other stakeholders as being unwise for opposing him. Then he harassed a lot of them, and of course he produced the governorship candidate in the person of the state accountant general, a man who is on the run from EFCC. EFCC has already declared he wanted. In fact, they got him at a point, and the rest of them, and they're investigating Rivers State accounts under Wike. So Wike doesn't practice internal democracy in Rivers State, but he wants internal democracy in PDP at the national level, and that is what stakeholders are telling him, even from within Rivers State. That's why I see that a lot of the Rivers people are with Wike. Are with Atiku. All the major chieftains of the party in Rivers State across the zones are with Atiku, and on his presidential bid and his quarrel with Wike. Lamido says that Wike cannot influence the election. He can only influence to the extent that it becomes a campaign and propaganda issue for the APC to exploit. But in terms of
just like
practically,
what is going on right now.
Yes. In terms of practically deciding how Rivers State would vote, Wike cannot. There are certain areas, that they are actually deeply hewed in certain political tendencies. Rivers State is deeply PDP. If Wike goes to another party, he will lose. He cannot even influence it. He cannot influence whether APC will get so much vote, because these things are based on perceptions and reports over the time of injustices and the rest of them. So he cannot really give as well more value in terms of swinging Rivers State for APC. It will be difficult.
Now let's move on to another story, because if we want to talk about the PDP, we will not move to another one. Now we have a headline here from the Vanguard. It says, poor revenue. Government borrowings from bank rise to 20.1 trillion naira. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has shown that the federal and state government's borrowings from commercial bank increased month on month by 11% to 20.1 trillion naira in July 2022 from 18.04 trillion in June. The data titled Money and Credit Statistics also show that the total credit to domestic economy rose by 6.0% to 59.9 trillion naira during the month from 56.5 trillion naira in June. These are huge amounts of money that is being borrowed now internally.
Yes, and you know that is what we're talking about is borrowing from banks. We also have the problems of huge public sector debt to contractors. Most states and federal governments are actually owing contractors. So in fact that the public sector, the federal, the state, and of course federal and state, local governments do not really borrow much. The federal and state governments and their institutions are actually squeezing money from the private sector because the more banks give to them because they are more reliable. You know, a state is a sovereign; it is more reliable. So whenever money comes, they take it out. So the more they lend to the banks, the less they have money to lend to the private sector. Now, if you don't lend to the private sector, you will not create sufficient economic activity for employment and those other kind of things. But why do we have these borrowings? Because we have two major problems. One is on the revenue side. We will not be able to plug leakages in revenue. Over the past several months or so, the NNPC has not contributed to the federation accounts. Why? Because it says it uses virtually everything that it gets. It even adds some from elsewhere, borrows some to pay for subsidy. So the subsidy issue is there. That's what takes public funds to the extent that they don't have enough money to share between the states. So the states do not get enough. When they don't get enough, what do? They go to the banks for overdrafts and things like that, and then tie it to their allocation, the next allocation. So they are borrowing and mounting debts for the next set of leaders that will come in. So on the spending side, when you have a revenue problem, what do? You cut your coat according to your cloth.
That's true.
Government doesn't do that. They still live big. Virtually all the governors fly private jets. They are going for a meeting.
For a country that is in debt, borrowing money from the outside and borrowing from the inside.
Exactly. You are owing externally very heavy. You are owing internally very heavy, and you still live large. When you don't have money, you cut your coat. If they chop 2 meat before, you chop one. You do this and so on. But they don't want to do that. They want to live on that same big style that we were living when we had so much money coming in. So what the government has done, which I think is practical, which I think we should also discuss, is that 2 weeks ago, the federal government, through the Ministry of Petroleum, resigned, that is a contract with Tompolo, government, Ekwenpolo, to do pipeline surveillance, because we are losing as much as 400,000 to 600,000 barrels of crude per day to thieves. We saw the tanker that was arrested with 3 million barrels of oil. A big tanker like that does not go through small creeks. It's an ocean-going vehicle. Yes. So you do that on over 1 month. That means your security forces are either lazy, they are not intercepting, or they are compromised.
Or they are part of
yes, or they are compromised. So what is the government doing? They say, well, they were accusing all these militants before that they are thieves, they are this one. So they say, well, let us go to the thief. We did this before, it worked. How did it work? In about 2009, 2010, they had a similar crisis of leakage when they had the militants in the Niger Delta. They were not producing enough. So they engaged them, and that shut up production. And then we were getting to 1.8 million barrels of crude per day and the rest of the. But now we are doing about a little above 1 million. So if you can get those guys in, then you know that you cannot show up production to the level where we should be benefiting at this stage, where we have in an international crisis in the form of the Russia-Ukraine war and the ban on Russian oil and the rest of that has made it possible for a lot of oil producing countries to be earning so much money, but we are not benefiting. So the contract is good, but because we have an ethnic and religious problem in this country, over the past week, some groups that call themselves Arewa youths have been protesting at the NNPC that the government should cancel
the contract it has with Tompolo.
Yes, Tompolo to do it. Okay, now if you cancel that contract, I agreed, yes, you shouldn't be doing surveillance with a private company when you have Navy, Army, and the rest.
But these are people in the creeks. They understand
yes,
the
exactly.
movement.
They understand the terrain. But the Navy and the Army are unable to deliver value in terms of protecting your oil assets from theft. So you're giving it to this person. Though if you not cancel it, and then you lose that income, who loses? The country loses.
Now, before we move to another story, talking about allocations, let's look at the July allocation. According to the This Day newspaper, it says here that July allocation rises by 151.6 billion naira as the Federal Account Allocation Committee shares 954 billion naira to federal government, states, and local government. So there's a recent increase in monthly distributable revenues to the 3 tiers of government. They've increased the money now that is being given to them, and that's why it's making the news this morning. It said this represented an increase of 151.678 billion over the 802.407 billion naira shared in the preceding month, which is June. So this month, July,
they're going to get more.
They're going to get more to share for the federal government, states, and.
But that's a drop in the ocean. You're owing 23 trillion from overdrafts from banks and the rest of them. You get 100 billion extra.
Interesting.
Not much impact. but of course, it's good that they're getting more. Where they got it from, I don't quite know the report. Did they get it from oil exports, or was it from taxes? Because internal, the Federal Inland Revenue Service and Customs have been the major providers of revenue.
Before we open the phone lines, because the lines are buzzing for you to call in to contribute to our discussion, be part of it. Let's talk about this story on the Vanguard. Education. It says education. Nigerian youth are equal to their foreign counterparts. This is a statement made by the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Mr. Sunday Dare. He said on Wednesday in Abuja that Nigerian youth are not inferior to their international counterparts due to their exceptional educational skills. Now look at this statement from a minister of youth and sport development. Is making this statement very boldly.
It was my colleagues. It is that.
Go on.
Politicians will actually say the right things. We have to develop the youths. The youths are doing so much. Our youths are as good as anywhere. But do the things that will make the youths to develop. They don't do them. You have youths. And I was going through the figures of admission for JAM for last year. That is the allocation to universities, private and public universities. It came to about 730-something thousand. Of that number, 150-something or so was allocated to private universities. That is, private universities said they can take 150-something thousand or something like that. I'm not very good with the figures now. But as at last month, the private universities could only take about 36,000. You know why? Because of fees. Now, the fees are high. Inflation is there. A lot of people who indicate that they will go to private universities cannot bring up those fees to pay. And then you have public universities have been on strike, have been shut down for over 6 months.
Yes.
These are the youths that this minister, Dare, is talking about. That these are the youths that they want to develop, that they say are as good as the youths that are abroad. 6 months, they have not been in school. 2020, they lost the whole academic session. And the government is not making the right noises about what they should do to make the universities competitive, to pay lecturers and other staff so that they stay at work, and then we can develop them. So they keep saying the right things, but they do nothing.
Coming forward to say that. Let's take calls now. We're getting calls already. Hello, good morning to you.
Mary, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. Thank you.
And my brother Obed, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. He's listening. Good morning.
Yeah, I think you have Comrade Akpan Salas on the line.
Welcome, Comrade Akpan. Good to have you on the program this morning.
Good to have you too. I think if you look at the contract being awarded to government Tompolo, number one is a Nigerian. Number two is from Niger Delta. He understands the terrain. But the problem I'm having is the nomenclature as a militant.
Yes.
Before now, we know his antecedents in the past. Now, if the contract is given to him, no problem. But let me put a question across to listeners and non-Nigerian people. If a notorious militant in the north, a repentant militant, and the contract for security and safety is also given to him, either to also take charge of the territorial boundary of the north within Nigeria, will we react? We the Southerners, will we react or not? We will also criticize. So I don't know why the Navy, the military, and other US sister security agencies cannot do what they're supposed to do. I'm not against the contract, though. I'm not against it. But if it's given to him, we should also be ready. If such opportunities also come the other way around, to the northern, militants, we should also accept it, though. Thank you very much.
Okay. I guess what what he's referring to is the Toroji guy.
Yes.
He was a bandit.
Yes.
Some days ago on this program, we said the Toroji guy, a bandit now, is a repentant bandit, and he was given an opportunity to help fight.
Yes.
So I guess he's referring to that. Good morning to you.
Hello, Mary. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to have you on our program this morning.
Thank you very much. Mr. Obed, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ambassador.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Shomulu.
Yes,
good morning,
this
Peter.
is Mr.
Yes,
Peter, yeah.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, good. Quickly on Wike and his talk with the Tinubu and whether he will pose a threat to PDP or not. I want to believe that the River State people have their own mind. They can decide for themselves. They know what is preaching them. I am thinking that the election of 2023, the outcome of it will be the result of what you yourself have experienced, not who is who. I don't think we can control the minds of the people that, as at today, are members of a country that is the poorest in the world. The River State people will ask themselves, is this where we should be as a country? You have enumerated all the leakages, all the stealings, all the security challenges. And the River State people know this. They see this. They feel this. Under APC government, that Tinubu is part of it. So if we can want to work with a party that has brought this country on our knees, if we can want to work with the people in a party that are so disgraced Nigerians, that are so humiliated Nigerians, that has made Nigerians to be almost non-entity in the world today, with all the negative results or reports about Nigeria, then we can go and work with them. Then he will know that he will no longer be relevant, not only in the political platform in Nigeria, but I mean as a Nigerian leader, he will never be a respected statesman. Let him go and join them if he wants to join them. I'm not a PDP man. I am not a card-carrying member of any political party. I talk governance. I don't talk partisanship. So the point here is that whatever we want to do, let him do it. But the River State people will vote based on what they experience. Do they want to continue in this wilderness? Then they should follow the party that put us in this wilderness. Yeah. That's just what I have to say on that. So it will be about issues. It will be about what we feel all over Nigeria. We are not voting personality. We are not voting political party. We want to vote based on what we feel. Do we want to continue to suffer? Do we want to continue in this stealing? Do we want to continue in this predicament? If the answer is no, then we will bring the real change. And whoever we feel like I know is going to bring the real change, so we go with him. Not about Wike. That's just my point on that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Peter Monse. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call this morning to be part of the program. What is your take? Can you please turn on the volume on your radio?
Yeah, I've done that. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Obed.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
My name is Onaefe-Edebi. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, yes. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I've said it before that the Nigerian stage is another Hollywood. there's different scenes is played every day. Now, let's take the issue of the Tompo contract. We've done it before. And what did he get? There was empowerment of infiltration of arms in the Niger Delta. We are paying salaries to our security operations. We have Navy, we have Army, we have Air Force, we have Police, we have BOPO, we have NDA, DC, or whatever. We have several. Our money is being allocated to all these people. And then, yet, we are still now saying that they could not provide security. And these same people, we see them on the streets. They harass the citizens that are, making this money for them. But to protect the citizens, they cannot.
Yeah.
You can see that everything is just a gallery. We are just, but the only thing we can do is just to pray that God intervenes. That's all. Because the case of Nigeria has become a sorry sight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution.
It's a very good point he made about
Polo.
Yes, empowering them, because that's what actually led some of the crisis in the Niger Delta, because now they had so much money, they had so much money to buy arms. So it's a very good point.
Okay, hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, my chief.
Good morning, Chief. Good to have you on the program. Yeah.
Thank you, Chief. Okay.
Yes, I know, Chief.
Promotion.
Yes.
Okay, what I'm saying is, all these things when they talk, the power there, when we get somebody get the power. Like we can I get the power for PDP. And see they talk, you can't talk. No, like I said, out of 12, that is Judas. If something, hello?
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
If somebody they boast, you go boast for yourself. Human being, they get different. As the wicked they do, no good. You can't use power, saying I didn't get all power. Then they beg us. If you want to enter APC, you have right to enter. And no party where they say this party I like them, but the one where they talk by my own. This old party, make new party, make we enter new party, see new people, because all these people, then they hear their name too. And the ones somebody don't hear your name, waiting is they find me again. What I'm saying to my own, now people's voters card and I in the important most. That's if you go where you want vote, somebody they push you, tell the person, say now here I want vote, you vote here vote. Now vote to go talk. So but when we there now, people they suffer. We no see food shop, we no see money. 30,000 minimum wage. Person when they go off in Korea, how much you go pay for Mocho at Korea? How much you go remain to chop food? How much for school fees? Okay, all these people then they talk say they don't borrow money. They don't borrow now they don't carry money. See money when they carry come out. About to die. It's about 20, 50 years, 30 years. The money still they come. The money still they come. And when the money won't come now, during the time of election, when the money come now, they go use them for another thing. But what I'm begging God, when these people who finish, all of them must enter that room, because the thing when they do, I like the thing when they do Anambra governor, former governor when come out. Once they hand off, they want run, they would have airport. All of them, when they want hand over, people go gather them, they no go come out. And if they come out, God go hold them. They no go fit wrong. So thank you and God bless. My God, that's it.
Yes, thank you so much, Chief Kiriki, for your contribution. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You're listening to the Front Page Review. You can call us on 0700 903 903 903. You can leave a message on our WhatsApp. It's 0700 903 903 That's our WhatsApp number. Or you can also send us a text message. We are streaming live right now on YouTube. You can go there and contribute to the program. What's your opinion? What's your take? Feel free to talk to us. There is another interesting story here that I would like us to just look at briefly. Okay, let's take this call before we'll look at that story. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Chooks Obibweze. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Chooks. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate, we're discussing Nigeria in this morning. Every day I'm looking at the dailies to see news that will make us happy, but 9 out of 10 it's terrible news.
If not 10 out of 10.
9 out of 10. No, I can't give 10 out of 10. Nothing is 10 out of 10. Yeah. It's like the previous speaker said.
Yes.
I don't know why we train our navies with millions of dollars. Train our military with millions of dollars. So what is actually their job? Why do we have navy? It's sometimes when we think about Nigeria, we become emotional because it's things you cannot hear. It's happening in Nigeria. How on earth you have navy? Our navy are not into war. So what? How can a ship? It's just like we have Air Force, a plane just landed and take our whatever they like from Nigeria and go. How can they be telling us these stories? We cry every day. We cry. This is unbelievable. A whole ship come to our water, stealing our oil. And now they're looking for another way to siphon money. Talking about Tompolo. Okay, let them equip him to buy arms, if that is what their plan is. Because we are saying this now, they will not listen until tomorrow. They will send all our tanks, everything down there, destroying innocent people. When will all this stop? When? We cry every day. They say we're not happy living in another man's country. We're not. And yet when we speak, they say imagine our senators telling us we have no right to contribute. Telling us we have no right to contribute. These diasporas, we send money every day. I tell you one thing today. Without the help of people in diaspora, Nigeria would have been on flame. Because our people cannot be hungry and you sit them down. They don't respect nobody. How can you leave our navy and give contract to these people? What is going on?
Thank you so much.
What is the job of... Oh, my God.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry that I'm emotional, but this is how it is always. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. He has a point there.
Very, very good point.
Yeah, we are not fighting the war.
Yes,
so
we're not fighting the war. You have a navy and you've equipped the navy. Every year you budget hundreds of billions of naira for navy.
And
for
when it's time to
like
deliver,
yes,
they're not.
they
We have to not employ.
If you go through reports from the part investigations, you find that everybody that has been in all those military commands in those Niger deltas, they've ended up retired rich.
Very rich.
Yes, that's true. So So that's the compromise. And even at this ship that they arrested, I can assure you that this ship will disappear soon. There was an MV Pride that was arrested before it disappeared from Lagos.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Can you turn down the volume on your radio set?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Dr. Kolade.
Okay. Where are you calling us from?
I'm presently right now I'm in Lagos, but I'm from Kano State.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
You see, so several times I've been trying to call every time I come to Lagos and listen to your program. So I'm going to be saying I'm the first caller.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for giving us this program. You see, several times problem about Nigeria is with the youth and our leaders. I'm a youth. I study agric in Kano Federal College of Agric. Presidential and say majority about our election coming now. We want to want to go back like 2015. We are just saying Buhari, say Baba, say Baba. Now, we are coming to say Atiku, say Bola Tinubu, say Peter Obi, say Kwankwaso. Yeah, I came to Lagos, I didn't see Kwankwaso poster. They are giving us terrorism, threats, vote for this compulsory. And these people we are voting them in, they are not doing anything. The senators there are not doing anything. Osinbajo become a opportunity to become a vice president with all his qualification and grade. Education is coming down. 2018, I dropped school because I want to become a full animal doctor. I traveled. They said I should come back and get a senior grade credential like HND or BSc. I studied 3 schools here with my money.
Okay, the call has ended. You can call us back. We're listening intently to what you were saying. Call us back. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. It's the front page review of our daily newspapers. We're taking calls right now. There are comments from our YouTube channel. We're streaming live on YouTube, so you can watch this program live now or even later. We have a comment here from Precious A. It says here, honestly, don't think Wike is fighting for himself. Looking at the body language of the Southerners in PDP, no one is fighting for himself. I think, no one is fighting against him. I think he wants to cut a good deal for his loyalists. That's a comment from YouTube. We have many more. You can go watch us there live and drop your comment. Another one from, he said, yeah, what is the work of the NSCDC in the protection of the nation's major and critical infrastructure? This comment is from Etoko Biachom's Concept, from YouTube. So you can call us. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Before we end the show this morning, let's take a look at this headlines from the Daily Thrust. Said EFCC arrests NDDC's account director over 25 billion naira fraud. We have to discuss this because the money is huge, and it's the latest news. The Director of Finance and Account of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Mr. Eno Ubi Utu, is currently being grilled by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. It was learned that Utu was arrested by the detective of the Anti-Graft Agency at about 11:15 a.m. in relation to a case of alleged diversion of over 25 billion naira tax remittance. This is the latest news now.
Despite everything that the Buhari regime has said, when it came, there was a board that was nominated, passed through screening. They've been appointed. Now, for the past 2.5 years, almost 3 years, they have been on the sideline. The government said they wanted to do an audit report, a forensic audit. So they said they have gotten some angels to run the place for the meantime. Then they ran it, and they have been stealing for the past 2.5 years.
Stealing not just humongous amounts. Hello, good morning, Mr. Badenjo.
Yeah, good morning, Mary.
Yes, good to have
you.
And
Mr. Obed. Thank God it's another day.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, I want to react on this issue of Wike. It's like this issue has become a recurring decimal that has refused to go, despite different scheming from political parties involved. And coupled with the recent meeting between Wike and Tinubu in foreign lands, which further heat up the polity. The way things are going on now, I think it's likely Governor Wike may work for APC without leaving PDP if the price is right. If you can remember, in 1999 or 2003 or so, the same Tinubu had a pact with OBJ. Of course, whereby APC party members were directed to vote PDP in presidential election, while same vote for AC in governorship election, and this thing worked very well. So same scenario may probably occur if the issue is not settled before the issue is not resolved amicably. Many don't tend to underestimate I mean, we shouldn't underestimate the power of our money in politics. Wike has money, it has resources, and the wherewithal to swing the election as to where he wanted in the state. Thereby, anybody that neglect Wike does so at his own peril. I'll be sincere with you. I'm not a party member. I'm not APC or whatever. But just trying to tell you the truth. Remember, Wike single-handedly fought APC at the last governorship election, and it triumphed. So my advice to Atiku and others to please reconcile with Wike so that it have a smooth sail come 2023. Remember, 3 million votes in River State is a large number of votes that PDP can afford to lose. So they should resolve once and for all so that our PDP can have a smooth sail in 2023. Good morning and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you so much. We've been hearing a lot about Wike has a lot of money.
It's access to resources. It's
access to the state resources. Because one will ask, what was he into before he became governor, and how is he making so much money?
Wike was a lawyer since 1999 to 2007. He was local government chairman, and 2007 to 2011 he was chief of staff to Amici. 2011 to 2015 he was minister of this one.
Hello, good morning. Can you turn down the volume on your radio, sir?
Hello?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning. Is it 901?
Yes, this is 90.3 FM.
Morning.
Hello?
Good morning, ma.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to you.
I want to contribute to what people are discussing this morning, especially this area of, is it Wike Tompolo? Which one?
You can discuss about any of them. Wike, Tompolo, education, corruption, EFCC. Just take your pick.
Okay, what I want to say on this Tompola issue.
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
It's a shame that a country like Nigeria will begin to employ an individual in a place of security. Because when you look at the whole world, it's only in Nigeria where you have all this. All this thing is politically motivated. The plan is for 2023 election. Most of the guys that are going to employ are the people that will do hatchet work for 2023. So let us not be looking at this only for oil. If the Navy cannot guide our waterways, then there's nobody that can guide it. Then on the issue of Wike.
Yes.
If they put Wike, are you listening, sir?
Yes, we're here. We can hear you. Go ahead.
If they put Wike and Atiku one by one, at the end of the day, Atiku will still win Wike in any election. So Wike is being overrated. Look at what Kosiva are they supporting him? Akwebom are they supporting him? Are they supporting him? Then Bayelsa are they supporting him? So out of the 5 South states, how many are supporting him? You can only have maybe one, and I don't think that one, even Edo, is not supporting. So if in the South side they come out as a president, he cannot even win.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. Our time here is up this morning. Yes, it's time for us to go. You've been listening to, we have Ambassador Muchba calling, but we can't take the call. Tomorrow, you join us again tomorrow. So thank you so much for being part of the program this morning. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Tomorrow, God willing, I'll be here same time from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. discussing issues in the news on the front page review of our daily newspaper. A big thank you to you, Obed, Awowede, for always coming through.
It's a pleasure, yes, thanks.
And everybody that's called us, I really appreciate you for contributing and being part of the program. Coming up next at 8 o'clock.